So you trying to tell me in 2022 we're gonna get Nike Air Trainer 1, Nike SC High Trainer, Jordan 3 Fire Red with Nike Air, and an OG Jordan 2 with all the packaging? 2022 is going down as one of the best years to come out with OGs. And we ain't even talked about the holidays yet. Super Set King, aka Mr. Get Your Tank Top right there. Coming to talk about this Nike Air Trainer 1. It is going to return to us, which is a shock because it returned in the SB form last year, but they bringing it back this year. I don't know what Nike doing, but I like it. They bringing back all these OG shoes. I'm loving this right here. I mean, it was announced, I think I saw it last week on Nike Talk. They said the shoe be back. It's not in the States yet. It's actually released over in Europe on Tuesday. So hopefully we'll get some updates on when it's going to be released here. This is a very important shoe, okay? This is when shoes started changing. Because back in the day, you'd hear older people say, tennis shoe, tennis shoe, tennis shoes. Because a lot of tennis players had about the shoes. You know, basketball players had their shoes, but you often heard people say tennis shoes. This is very important because it was a very famous tennis player who actually started wearing the shoe first. It was John McEnroe. The legend has it that he had foot problems. So Tinker, of course you're talking about Tinker, designed the shoe and it helped him with his foot problems. And he said he went on to win a couple championships or tournaments after that. But, you know, that right there is a legend of that. But, you know, they say Bo actually wore these shoes. You know, this is shoes made in like 1987. So, you know, this was a big deal to have a shoe that you could do everything in. You know, you had your basketball shoes, you had your tennis shoes for tennis court, and then you had, you know, your shoes for weightlifting. But this shoe is supposed to be in just one-stop shop that you're supposed to get all that done. So it was a very important shoe when it came out. You know, the cross trainer, it was the trainers, you know. And they've done a lot of colorways and shoes along the way to kind of, you know, talk about and give nod to the that chlorophyll. Actually, they came out with a Jordan. If you notice, they had this Jordan chlorophyll that was supposed to reflect their actual shoe. This came out quite a few years back, but it's good to see these shoes come back. Like I told you before, as long as we can get these shoes back with the quality, you know, get that real quality, I mean, it's going to be all right. Talk a little bit about John McEnroe. You know, John McEnroe actually had a signature like type shoe. It was the Mac Attack in like the early 80s, a shoe that they really need to bring back. Great shoe to look at. I really wish I don't think they never retroed this shoe, but this was the shoe that helped him to continue his career. This is a very important shoe. I really think Nike should do a better job of talking about this shoe history. I know they do it a lot with the Jordans, but they should definitely talk about the shoe history when you talk about the athletes. You know, when you talk about the McEnroes, you talk about the Agassiz, you talk about the Bo Jackson, because there was so many people late 80s, early 90s that made a big difference. And Nike was a machine. I mean, we saw these commercials. It wasn't nothing to see a tennis player, no matter who they were, having commercials. And then you saw the football players having these commercials. So it's great to see all this come back. I just want them to be able to tell the story and let everyone know how important these shoes were to Nike, how important it was just to sports. But always remember over here, we keep the body tight, feet right. Later.